Kuaishou's third quarter results for 2025 are in, and they paint a picture of more than just simple growth. Our analysis today suggests we're looking at a pivotal moment for the company, a real turning point in its strategy. We're going to break down exactly what that means.
So, let's get right to our core thesis. What this Q3 data really shows is a clear inflection point. Kuaishou is making a fundamental structural shift here, moving from a business model that was all about user scale to a new paradigm where AI is no longer just a cost center, but is now a primary driver of both profit and efficiency.
Here's how we're going to walk through it. We'll start with the headline financial and operational results. Then we'll analyze the core business segments. After that, a deep dive into the role of AI, how it creates a growth flywheel, and finally, we'll wrap up with the key structural shifts we're seeing.
Okay, so first up, let's look at the Q3 2025 snapshot. The top-line numbers reveal a really interesting phenomenon, something we're calling the scissor effect. The financial results were certainly robust. Total revenue hit 35.6 billion RMB, which is up a healthy 14.2% from last year. But that's not the real story here. The real story is in the profitability. Operating profit jumped almost 70% to 5.3 billion RMB. And the gross margin expanded to 54.7%. You see, this isn't just growth. This is highly efficient, profitable growth.
And this chart, this is what we mean by the scissor effect. It illustrates the point perfectly. You can see the jaws of the scissors opening wide. Operating profit growth, at nearly 70%, is just dramatically outpacing revenue growth. This divergence is the clearest possible sign of expanding operating leverage and some major gains in efficiency.
Now, what's really crucial here is that the company pulled off this enhanced profitability while still expanding its user base. Average daily active users actually hit a new record of 416.2 million. This tells us Kuaishou's focus on efficiency isn't coming at the expense of platform growth. If anything, it seems to be complementing it.
Okay, so that's the high-level view. Now let's deconstruct this performance and see how it all breaks down across the company's core revenue drivers.
When we look at the revenue mix, online marketing is, as you might expect, still the largest piece of the pie at 56.5%. Live streaming is next, but the piece to watch here is other services, which is mostly e-commerce. It's growing its share, now making up 16.6% of the total revenue.
And as we dig into what's behind the growth in these segments, a very consistent theme emerges. Online marketing's 14% growth, propelled by AI-driven ad upgrades. And that huge 41.3% jump in other services, fueled by e-commerce and, get this, for the first time, a direct revenue contribution from AI itself. It's clear, AI is the catalyst across the board.
And that brings us right to the heart of the story today, quantifying the direct financial impact of Kuaishou's AI strategy.
Now, this isn't just our take. Management's own perspective, stated right here by the CEO, is that AI is a core pillar that is systematically empowering their entire ecosystem. And here's the proof point. This is big. For the first time ever, Kuaishou disclosed direct revenue from its AI services. The Kling video generation model brought in over 300 million RMB this quarter alone. This validates AI not just as a tool, but as a new, standalone revenue stream. But it's not just about direct monetization. AI is also acting as a massive amplifier for the core advertising business. This quarter, more than 3 billion RMB in ad spend was driven by marketing materials that were created using Kuaishou's own AI-generated content tools. So how does this actually work at a technical level? Well, it comes down to specific AI models being deployed to optimize key functions. For example, their OneRec model delivered a 4 to 5% lift in domestic ad revenue. The G4RL model is making ad bidding smarter, moving it towards long-term planning. And the OneSearch architecture boosted e-commerce search orders by nearly 5%. These are real, measurable contributions to the bottom line.
So you see, these applications aren't just isolated improvements. They all combine to create a powerful, self-reinforcing cycle, what we can think of as an AI-driven growth flywheel. Here's how it works. The flywheel starts when AI tools lower the cost for advertisers to create great content. This leads to better content and more precise targeting, which in turn boosts the advertiser's return on investment. Of course, that higher ROI incentivizes them to spend more on the platform. And finally, Kuaishou reinvests that extra revenue back into AI research, which strengthens the whole system and makes the flywheel spin even faster.
All right, let's bring it all together. We'll conclude by summarizing the fundamental structural shifts that are clear from these results and identify the key things to watch for in the future.
We're observing 3 key structural changes. First, a fundamentally more profitable business profile, which you can see in that expanding gross margin. Second, we're seeing the maturation of their e-commerce business. It's diversifying away from just live streaming into a marketplace model that now accounts for over 32% of GMV. And third, that clear demonstration of operating leverage we talked about, confirming the model can scale profits much faster than revenue.
So our analysis shows Kuaishou is in the middle of a clear strategic transition, one that's being powered by AI. And this really leaves us with a final forward-looking question. As this AI engine becomes the core driver of growth, what new metrics should we be watching to best signal the long-term sustainability of this transformation?